So glad you could be with us. We're still with the woman at the well and Jesus, and I think now she's starting to pick up on that. He's going, I'm telling you something more than water that you drink and get thirsty again. And so she says, John chapter 4, verse 15, Sir, give me this water so I'll not be thirsty or come all the way here to draw. In other words, I know you're talking about something different. Now, I might be wrong. I've been wrong before. There was one year I thought the Cubs would not win the World Series. How could I ever be wrong on that? And by golly, they did. So, He said, go call your husband and come here. And the woman answered and said, I have no husband. Jesus said to her, you have correctly said, I have no husband. For you have had 5 husbands, and the one whom you now have is not your husband. This you have said truly. Now, this is a bit of a rabbit, but I can't help but kick this rabbit up because I think you'll get a kick out of it. Back in the 50s, there was a Christian couple that wanted to be married. And there's a 1 John 4:18 that says, perfect love casts out fear. How romantic sounding. And they told the lady that was putting the cake together that they wanted 1 John 4:18 on their wedding cake. And the cake person put John 4:18. And on this wedding cake it said, you have had 5 husbands and the one you are with is not your husband. That has nothing to do with this lesson, but I get such a kick out of that. She should have given him the cake for free. Okay, anyway, back to this. God always deals with us first on the sin level. The only thing that separates us from fellowship with God is sin. The only thing that has brought death into this world is sin. The only thing that causes this world to be a cursed world with thorns and thistles and all of that stuff is sin. And so that's the first level that he deals with us on. Like if you were here Sunday and we talked about repentance. If you don't admit that you're a sinner and you're not willing to turn from your sin to let Jesus give you a new life and start giving you victory over your sin, there's no salvation, because it's like, I want to stay the way I am and keep doing my sins, and I just don't want to be punished for it. That's not what salvation is. Salvation is a new life. And so he deals with her on that level. Okay, Jesus, I want the living water that you're talking about. He goes, okay, the first thing we need to talk about is your sin. And so that's why he said, go get your husband and bring him here. Knowing full well what the Spirit of God had told him. This woman has sin that needs to be forgiven, and this is what it is. Okay. So the night before he's crucified, Jesus says, this is John 16, starting with verse 7. It's to your advantage that I go away. I'm going to be crucified the next morning. If I do not go away, the Helper will not come to you, but if I go, I'll send him to you. And when he comes, he will convict the world concerning sin and righteousness and judgment. Notice the first thing on the list. That's the first thing that God convicts us of, is that we're guilty before him. And then here comes the offer of the living water. Have a great day.